Hello and welcome to Tarkov, only the finest FPS survival horror game where you go killing a bunch of players only to get mowed down by an NPC. For this series, I'm going to show you a side of Tarkov that a lot of you guys may not have experienced. That's right, I'm a white scrub, and for this series I'm going to show you how us standard edition players play Tarkov. So for us SC players, there's a lot of hurdles that we have to overcome, but there's one thing that we all want. That's right, it's the Epsilon Case. Now for those of you who don't know, to get the Epsilon Case you need to finish the Punisher questline. And with this being my first wipe, I know roughly what to do. And for you noobs that don't know, the Punisher questline is one of the few quests out of the many quests in the game. Honestly, this game's more of an RPG than an FPS game. And the Punisher questline is claimed to be one of the most grueling, but also most rewarding questline to do, especially for us standard players. Welcome to the new wipe. This is where everyone's account gets reset and has to start all over again. For this wipe I decided to go at USEC, mainly because I didn't want to get shot first by the rogues. Now after entering the character screen and stash, I did what any other experienced Tarkov player would do. That's right, examine the crap out of everything. By doing this I can get up to level 2 instantly, and now I can start doing my quests. Oh, and I forgot to tell you about the traders. So traders in Tarkov are the main NPCs in the game. They act as both the quest givers and also as a shop. Now, not many of you guys may know this, but each trader has their own law and sell things accordingly. For example, Prapor is actually a warrant officer, even though he's an absolute bitch. He was in charge of the supply warehouses and had secretly supplied the Bear PMCs with weapons, ammunitions, and other various provisions. To me, he's the most important NPC in the game, as he supplies the Punisher questline. Therapist is the head of the trauma care in Tarkov Hospital. She's an absolute boss and can do whatever she wants in the hospital, and this is why she can heal you so easily after every raid, so you better be on a good side so she don't fuck you up. Fence is anonymous. Skier was a lobby port employee who hated his job and decided to hire some thugs to annihilate his employer and take over the port. As you can tell, this guy's an absolute asshole and will do anything to milk the crap out of you. Peacekeeper is a UN supply officer supplying Western weapons and equipment to the Russians. At this point, I'm surprised that he's not a renegade to the Western world. Or maybe he is. Mechanic was a chemical plant operator whom is now a mechanic, buying and selling you most of the guns that you need and also doing what his name suggests, repairing at a hefty price. Ragman was some retail employee whom is now still a retail employee, selling you clothes and more clothes. These prices are ridiculous! Jaeger is a professional survival hunter who teaches you different survival situations that you'll never use. Oh yeah, and he's also a national park ranger that still protects the reserve's hunting ground. You know, he's probably the one sniping you when you go out of bounds in woods. Now, with that out of the way, I decided to grab a few quests. Prapor saw me as new blood and wanted me to kill a few scabs and grab a few of their shotguns. But seriously, Prapor?
Don't you know who I am? I'm the
Punisher.
bitch!
Therapists seemed to be quite short on some medical supplies and needed me to find her some Salewas. Fair enough. Mechanic gave me a gunsmith task because he was too lazy and wanted me to do the dirty work so that I could build a gun for him to sell. Mechanic also recently got in touch with Jaeger, where Jaeger needed him to find a message in woods. Okay, real talk here. Could Jaeger not have told Mechanic in person when they were catching up? I mean, this seems really stupid, cause, spoiler alert, it's on the freaking ground. Are you serious? What if this went to the wrong hands? But we're gonna be doing this quest anyways. Pumped up and ready for my first raid, I was super excited, as it had been a while since I last played Tarkov. I equip up and get my SKS, cause you know, it's the best start off wipe weapon. And then I made my way off to woods. Welcome to Woods! Possibly one of the biggest and most disorientating map in the game. Due to its size and terrain, it makes it a really lackluster map for PvP, unless you go to this place. But because of this, it makes it a really beginner friendly map. And this is where I prefer to start my journey. Spawning into my first raid, I was pumped and ready to wreck shit up. And I'd love to tell you that in my first raid I had absolutely chatted out, but it went something a little like this. Oh fuck, I got shot by a player I couldn't even see. And I'd stupidly forgotten to bring a tourniquet to fix my heavy bleeding. And ultimately this invisible PMC had killed me without me even sighting him. Oh. Fuck, where was it? So, after being excited for a new wipe, this had single-handedly pulled me back into reality and reminded me of what Tarkov is really like. My second raid, I wasn't that much better either. I had found the scav and started blasting away at him. With the scav crying and running away, I knew I had to chase and secure the kill. Being so used to the previous wipe and killing scavs quite easily, I didn't expect this scav to be a fighter and 360 me, one tapping me in the face. And with those shenanigans out of the way, I decided to bring in my friend Brian, an absolute prodigy at the game, knowing all the ins and outs. He's pretty much become my own personal Tarkov guide. Now, I'm gonna sidetrack here, because Brian was already in a game, so I loaded up a scav game to do something in the meantime, and get some extra money. Oh my god, is that a lab's keycard? Oh my god, is that BT ammo? With all these fortunes bestowed on me, I knew I had to extract. Running off to extraction, I generally don't kill any players or scav. Mainly because I can't differentiate the two, and killing scavs means lower rep with fence. Now, as I was extracting, I saw a shadowy figure appear in front of me, and then suddenly, oh, what the fuck? As he shot me, I knew I got the all clear from fence to kill it. To my surprise, it was a PMC. Trying not to attract any attention, I grabbed whatever I could and got the hell out of there. So I'm not exactly proud that my first PMC kill was as a scav, but I'll take it. But anyways, with Brian finished up with his raid, we're back on woods. Spawning into the game, we had found ourselves on the opposite side of the map from Jaeger's node. Now, some of you might see this as a problem, but this was no problem at all. As extracts are on the other side of the map, we decided to cut through Sawmill to kill some scavs, and then leave through one of the designated extracts. As we traversed through the woods, finally making it to Sawmill, we were immediately greeted by some scavs. Now, of course, with all the trauma I experienced from the previous raids, I took extra precautions to play carefully. There's one more cabin. And of course, with my careful and precise aim, I was able to knock down scavs one by one. And eventually I finally finished my debut quest. And with this, you'd think this would be the end of it. But no, scavs would keep spawning one after another, and it would eventually amass a large wall that we had to fight through. Yes, as you can hear, scavs were on our left, right and center and were absolutely surrounding us. And we had no option but to fight. Kill him? Honestly, with so many scavs out to get us, I didn't even get a proper chance to loot. Although I did get this shotgun, and it felt like I was playing Left 4 Dead rather than Tarkov. Now, as we were fighting off this horde of scavs, there was one case where I nearly died.
Holy shit.
Had this been an unlucky shot, I would have most certainly been dead. Now, as we were killing these constant wave of scavs, there was one thing I did not want to hear.
What is that?
That's an M4.
It was a PMC. Seriously, the last thing I wanted to hear. Had a PMC join into this chaotic clusterfuck,
Get the
it would be an absolute disaster. I mean, I already had my hands full with the endless wave of scavs, and I didn't want to deal with another PMC. But to my surprise, we never encountered a PMC.
Oh yeah, I see him.
So we kept continuing to kill more scavs.
It's dead. How many fucking scavs are there? There's another scav behind us. Oh shit. Was that a PMC?
But then there was this one scav in particular that really got to me. It was already shooting at my position, trying to get revenge on all his friends that I had killed. I had lined up my shots perfectly, but for some reason they didn't hit. And just when I thought I lined up the perfect headshot,
Oh, I'm out of ammo. Help me.
This was a sign that we needed to leave. So,
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Alright, let's go.
off we went.
Okay.
So, we went off and picked up Jaeger's hidden message as intended. And since we saw ZB16 open, we decided to extract through there.
Good thing you missed.
Didn't hit.
How
No,
convenient.
on my screen I definitely hit.
Now, finishing up with that raid, I had to hand in Jaeger's secret message. But wait! Don't you guys want to know what's in this message? With my curiosity on high alert, I had to know what this secret held. So, I took it to my top secret lab and started decrypting the message. Here, I will show you what this mysterious classified message entails. Here, I will show you the exclusive, never before seen access to this message. And here is what this message beholds. Fuck. Well played, Jaeger. So, with Mechanic wanting the message, I handed over Jaeger's message, and then Jaeger soon had a quest for me. So, I reluctantly headed over to Jaeger to see what he had in store for me. And what did I find? Jaeger wanted more food and snacks. Haha, he's really enjoying himself out there, isn't he? Bastard. Welcome to Customs. Probably everyone's favourite map. It's a map that holds dear to everyone's heart. Do you know why? Because it's the first map you've ever played on. A medium-sized map that holds a perfect amount of indoor areas, decent cover, and open fields. Swarming with scavs and PMC, it's an absolute haven for all players. With the Great Wall of Tarkov dividing customs into two zones, you're generally playing on one side or the other. And what else is it for? To keep the scavs out. If you don't know what map to play, this is generally the best map to go for. But be warned, this map has the largest level variance in terms of players. At one point, you'll kill some low B noob, but then the next corner you turn, you'll get one tap by some Chad PMC. You just never know who you'll run into in customs.
What the
But
fuck?
that's the way it is. Spawning into customs, it was pretty chill. Brian and I were looting and killing scavs. This would be the calm before the storm.
I don't know.
And not too far into the raid, we heard gunshots in front of us. Was it scavs shooting PMCs? Having jumped over the fence, this would mark the point of no return, where the only way to go was forward. And of course, soon enough the PMCs had eventually seen us. This was not good, as I was a sitting duck in an open field, and there was only one option: sticking close to the warehouse and picking off anyone who peeked. Although, Brian got picked off instead, and this was a not good moment. With PMCs either side of me, I knew I had to push one of them, and with nothing else to lose, I decided to pursue Brian's killer. Using the ditch as cover, I saw a flashlight over the hill. This gave the enemy position away as I preemptively lined up my shot and killed Brian's killer. But this was not all, as I could hear other players nearby and knew this was not going to be a simple fight. A new player emerged and we exchanged a flurry of bullets. With my AK out of bullets, I had to switch to my Mosin. SMG vs Sniper. Luckily, the other player had completely potatoed and missed most of his bullets. Like, what the fuck, man? You can do better. I fired some pot shots at him, and then I heard my cue to push. Coughing and spluttering, this was my chance to hit the nail in the coffin. I turned the corner, quickscope, and he was dead.
Idiot.
Getting only a little time for a breather and reloading my AK, I heard another footstep approaching. Once again, firing some pot shots, all I did was fire at the center of the lights. Out of ammo, I was forced to switch to my Mosin again. But seriously, why are there only 10 bullets with these scav guns? Peeking in and out through the doors, we were playing whack-a-mole with each other.
What the fuck?
Eventually, I flicked the PMC and heard a disgruntled cough. It had seemed like the enemy was dead. Now, with all the PMCs dead, I was able to loot the spoils of war.
4-3.
These guys were absolutely chatted out with amazing gear. Seriously though, you EOD players get such a crazy head start. While I was looting, there was an eerie aura in the air. My mind kept going back to the previous fight and imagined that the PMC had either teleported, or I desynced, or even worse, there was a fourth player.
Just worried there's a fucking 4.
There's no way.
With my mind skeptical about another player, I still kept looting the riches I had earned. And then suddenly, I heard, there was definitely another player. I got my gun out, ready to shoot, staring into the dark abyss, and then, oh no, this is not good. I ran back for cover,
I knew it.
readying for an ambush with the PMC following me, and I had shot him down. I heard him slump into the ditch and went to check his body. This was a rookie mistake. There was no cry for pain, and he wasn't actually dead. I paid for my stupidity and lost the fight. An easy kill that was, but I had thrown it all out.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Fuck, I'm stupid. But forgive me, I had taken a break before the wipe. Also, I found this flare in my previous custom run, and I stupidly thought you had to
Right,
chuck it on the
see what it
ground
does.
like in COD,
What the fuck?
and
I
it
shot on the
never
ground
came.
though.
I'm such a clown.
오, 스코프도
Today we are joined with some new friends as Brian is busy with another quest line. But that's okay, because when you're grouped up with some sweaty Korean gamers, you know you're in for a treat. There's some absolute elite chads that will kill anything that gets in their way, and you get to reap of their rewards. Joining up with Chobo and Yongroot, we went to customs, and after a bit of looting, we met some PMCs.
보임 저 이제 도로 왼쪽으로 갔어요 방금.
With the element of surprise on our side, we spread out to get various angles on the enemy.
보여요.
I decided
두 명,
to
두
take
명.
the flank and soon watched the enemies slip by me. Once they passed by, there was a shot to signal the fight. I sneaked up, backstabbed one of the PMCs, and it was all over so quickly.
하나 컷.
Although, with the enemy dead, the chaos still continued. Yongroot was dead from friendly fire, and it seemed like we were all a little rusty
이건
after a wipe.
저.
With Chobo
That's it. 나.
profusely apologizing, he went to ensure our dead members' gear. But then karma got the best of him, and a scab gunned him down. And now I gotta deal with this mess. I ended up laboriously ensuring my team's gear, and you may be asking, how come I'm not getting shot? Well, I don't know, cause plot armor? Without a single shot near me, I finished up my job and then got the hell out of there.
like that for me.
Next raid, I had decided to join Brian and Dota into woods to get some sweet loot, especially Solewos because they're extremely rare at the start of the wipe. And spawning close to military camp, this was the perfect spawn. But of course, pretty much instantly, we encountered enemies there. With some PMCs already looting the camp, we peeked around to try to pick them off. Unfortunately, it seemed like we weren't sneaky enough, and it ended up with a standoff. I decided to take a little peek, and ended up locking eyes with the enemy. We traded blows. After taking a near fatal hit, I couldn't resist myself with taking another
Fuck
peek of
that.
course. After seeing a massive pool of blood, I knew at this
I
point
shot him once,
there was a
shot
game of
once.
duck hunt. I readied my shot and whoops! Let's try that again. I got him.
하나 죽였음.
One.
Got one.
Now there was only one more player to kill, and well, let's just say a little mishap occurred, which was enough bait to lure the enemy
He's
out.
on the left. Is that you, prone?
No, that's him, bro.
Almost simultaneously, we shot at the enemy, leading to his demise.
Is that two?
With all the PMCs dead, we got to reap our rewards. I was graciously provided with 2 Solewos by Brian, and I also finished up killing my last scav. And of course, all good things must come to an end. If there is something to remember about Tarkov, it's that when you enter a gunfight, it's best to leave as soon as possible to avoid any unwanted visitors. And that's exactly what happened here. To our surprise, or maybe not, another team had caught us off guard and
Where are
gunned
you?
us down.
Where from? Rock? I see him. Oh shit, I'm dead.
Oh, my sweet Solewos. Similarly, next in customs, where there is a gunfight, there is bound to be more. It attracts PMCs from all over the map like a swarm of flies. For this raid, it was at Crack House, of course. And with Dota already deceased there, I was already on my way there. With the constant battles raging indoors, this was my mark to push.
Get him?
I ran up, saw the enemy run past me, and I blind fired my SKS. With all my bullets gone, I had to wait the agonizing time for the SKS to reload. Once that was done, I pushed through, checking all my corners, and I hosed the enemy down. With all the PMCs dead for now, you know this ain't all. Of course, I heard another PMC incoming. We traded blows with each other. And to my surprise, he didn't die. Also, to my surprise, he pushed right in front of my face. And we were both out of ammo. With him awkwardly reloading and me changing to my SKS, there was a brief moment of peace and hesitation. My SKS was faster and I unloaded all my bullets. To my demise, I whiffed all my shots.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a cruel fate this is. Speaking of which, welcome to Factory. Every COD player's wet dream of a map. It's the smallest map in Tarkov with lots of tight corners and alleyways. If you're looking to punch on with literally everything that moves, this will be the map you're looking for. Abundant with scavs, player scavs, and PMCs. There's never a moment of rest and you'll always be on edge because there's always an enemy nearby. For me, I absolutely hate this map. Because every time you get a kill, there's always an enemy behind you ready to backstab you.
Oh.
Just for fun, the Korean Power Rangers had formed a 5-man group and we decided to go to Factory. For those who don't know, Factory is a 6-player map. So, for the unfortunate soul that would spawn into this raid, would be met with a cruel fate. Knowing this info, we played a little game. Hide and seek. Whoever found the enemy PMC first would pretty much win. Everyone suspected the same place, which was office. And it would seem like they were right. Now this poor PMC had to endure the agonizing pain of 5 PMCs rushing towards him and getting absolutely rolled. Oh, this poor PMC. And if you're watching this video, I am so sorry. You were just the unlucky one. And unlucky he may be, but he was not the only one. I mean, what kind of 5-man run would it be if there isn't even one team kill? And that team kill was Brian, who was killed in the crossfire. Was it by accident or on purpose? We would never know. Now, with Factory monopolized, we were free to loot and do whatever we want. So, I ran around killing scavs, looting the items I needed for my quest and safely extracting, of course. With that meme of a run out of the way, we all somehow had more Factory quests that needed to be done. So did we 5-man again? No, we're not that cheese. No, we didn't, because although everyone found it to be funny, it was an absolute shit show and was just too boring for all. So, splitting into 2 teams, I teamed up with Brian and DK. Being a bit more wary this time around, we successfully hit our objectives. All we needed to do was extract. Ready to leave, I was punished for being in the back of the pack. Funny how that works. Luckily, the objective still counted and all I had to do is go through the agonizing run of Factory again. And let me tell you how that went. It went horribly. Run after run, I would constantly get killed by various rats.
Fucking extract camp.
Frustrated and pissed, I landed into Factory again and performed a secret hidden no jutsu. I was ready to fuck shit up. Whilst killing and looting a scav, I heard an all too familiar sound. Shots behind me and directed right at me. This was it. I was not going to take it anymore. So I turned around and I saw him.
Hello?
I lined up a headshot and... Was he dead? Yes, he was. But then I got a surprise from a rat right next to his body. I swiftly took care of this little rat and looted up the goodies. That's right, I was unstoppable. Except for the bleeding that I was dying from. Running off to gate 3, I was ready to extract. But then, another surprise.
丈太郎ディオほう向かってくるのか逃げずにこのディオに近づいてくるのか近づかなきゃてめえをぶちのめせないんでなほうほうでは十分近づくがよい無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無駄無 何ザワールド止まれい時よ
Oh, PMC. Oh, PMC.
With a successful extraction and 2 pistol kills, my friends here thought they were wasted because I didn't have stir up yet.
끝난 거 아니야?
얘는 아직 없어요. 그 퀘스트를 못 깼잖아요.
너무 아쉽다.
but actually I did. In fact, I had completed a lot of quests with the Korean Chads prior to entering Factory, and with only day 2 out of the way, it seemed like progress was really good. My path to Punisher was looking very promising.